How's your day going?
Great, great. I was just working on rewriting the second chapter of my new book.
Ooh, I'm excited. Well, before I even start asking a bunch of questions about the book, I'll just start by having you introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Van Haney. I write horror fiction, and I have two books out: "Stories to Curl Your Toes" and "Bloody Ever After."
Yes. So that is actually how I found you, was the stories to curl your toes. I think I saw you running a promotion or an ad on Facebook, and the title and the book cover caught my attention so much. I like went down this whole rabbit hole search of like, let me find the book on Amazon, let me reach out to her. Like, and I know my message was so like random and so left field, but I just really got so excited about the book. I was like, let me reach out and just see what she says.
Thank you. Yeah, I literally like read your messages and turned to my husband. I was like, "Oh my gosh, there are actually nice, real people on the internet."
Yeah, there are. There really are. And I know it was like so random. At first, I was like, this probably seems so spammy, like seems so spamish. But I just was so excited, and I just try to give people their flowers while they're here and let people know, like, your book is actually catching attention, whether you believe it or not. Like, it's catching people's attention. So I just got excited.
Thank you. It made my day. I was so excited too when you reached out.
Oh, right. And how long have you been writing now?
I've been writing a while. I really started writing about 8 years ago, but I didn't publish anything or even submit like short stories anywhere. And it was when I had my son like 5 years ago that I decided to publish a bunch of short stories myself and see what would happen. And initially it was great, and then I didn't really learn how to market or do anything. And life got busy, and I got a master's degree in education and started teaching, and things kind of like yeah, fell by the wayside. And so when I had my daughter this summer, I was like, I want to go back to writing. And I had written two other like novellas, but I didn't publish them. And so I started writing again, and I wrote a YA book that is not horror. Uh, and then I wrote a bunch of horror shorts again. I published both of those. So I also have a YA book under a different name. I published both of those, and I started my own writers group. So I have a community writers group with about 27 people in it now. And I've been doing podcasts, and I've been learning marketing, and now I found amazing people like you, and I've managed to like start to build up a brand.
That is amazing. And like you said, I feel like it's a lot. If there's a lot that comes with it, I think we have this goal sometime of like, I want to get my writing out there. And as we start, we realize like it is so much more work than just writing the story. And like you said, the marketing, and then life happens. Like, but it's a journey.
It is, and I've been lucky enough to be subbing for a while, and so I have a little bit more time and spending time with my family, but then also trying to like balance that out with writing and doing things for myself. So it's been a really good journey, and I'm hoping to continue building momentum and get some more books out this summer, and that would be really exciting.
I'm excited for you. So I have a few questions for you. What is the best time of day for you to write?
Well, having two very small children, it would be middle of the day when they are not here. Usually, like bedtime is such a an ordeal that by the time I'm done, I'm like, I just want to go to sleep. And then if I can get up in the morning, early in the morning was the time that I was doing writing for a while. But getting up has been more of a struggle lately. So probably like middle of the day would be the best time for me.
That makes sense. And like you said, I have a 7-year-old. She'll be 8 on Halloween. You have to sneak in those little periods of like, all right, you're eating your snacks. It's time for nap time. Let me go write out a chapter. Let me go write out a paragraph, a sentence. Let me just try.
Yeah, I mean, it is a struggle as a parent to get time to do like anything. And prioritizing writing, like it's important and you want to do it, but like you also need a shower, you know?
Yeah. It's hilarious. My next question would be, how long does it take you to write a book?
Oh, it really varies. So the YA book that I wrote took me about 6 weeks. This horror novel that I'm writing is probably gonna have taken me like 5, 6 months, by the time it's all finished. So I think it varies. My goal is to get out like 2 or 3 books a year because I really want to be able to build that following. And the only way to do that is to have content for people to binge, but also making sure I'm going through all those steps, like beta readers and making sure that I have a good editor, making sure that I have like ARC signed up so that I have like people reading it before it's actually published. So like yeah, I would say probably on average it would probably take me about 4 or 5 months to really get something out.
Absolutely, because it's a process and it's like you don't want to rush yourself. You want to make sure it's exactly the way that you want it to be represented. So it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. And did you self publish or did you go the traditional publishing route and why?
I self-published. So I worked in the film industry for a really long time. And I was in film sales. And so I know a lot about how distribution works on a general like competency. I know how the waterfalls work. And I really just didn't feel like I wanted to go that route and wait years for a book to potentially come out or not at all. And so I decided to self-publish. I recently have been kind of going back and forth as I've been building momentum on if I would like to try and traditionally publish. However, I went to a writer's workshop last week and it kind of changed my mind on traditional publishing, and I think I'm gonna stick with self-publishing for a while. Just the way that the agents were viewing the books, reading one sentence and deciding like it was not confident enough, it was too overwritten, it was they didn't like the word atonement, so that immediately stopped reading, not interested. It had a talking animal, not interested. And that kind of like really turned me off from traditional publishing. It felt like they were only looking for one type of voice. And if your voice isn't that, then you're never going to get published because this person's opinion of your book was just their opinion. And it doesn't have to do with whether or not it would necessarily sell well. They just didn't like it. So they weren't going to consider even reading more than the first page. So I have never gone that route, and I don't think I'm going to in the near future. If I can find wonderful people like you, then I don't know that I need to.
I completely understand. And I think I found the same thing of me just realizing a lot of there are some great publishers out there, but they are a dime a dozen. I've just seen some of the horror stories that have played out over the years of either books not getting put out or the books continuously getting pushed back or authors not getting paid when they were supposed to. And that gave me a good scare. But I understand as well why people do use publishers, so I do try to get a better understanding of like why people chose the route that they did go.
Yeah, and I think that for some people, it's obviously like the best route for them and it's what they should do. I think I am one of those people who likes the grind and wants to learn. Um, I am that person that always thinks that like it can't be that hard. Somebody else is doing it. And so, I think that for now, I'm gonna just try and keep doing it and see if I can make it happen on my own. I do also know somebody who got paid for their book and then the book was shelved and it never came out. So, and it was shelved for like 5 years. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So,
See, I think we should just stick to what we're doing then. What important advice would you give to a first time author?
perseverance, don't give up. I think that it's really important that you like what you're writing, and you don't let other people tell you what you can and can't write. or that it's not good, or that you should not quit your day job or something like that. I just think that it's important that you stick with it and that practice writing as much as possible. And that's really the best way to get better at it too.
I understand that. What is something that you wish your readers knew about you that they might not?
Oh, that's a really tough question. I think I wish that they knew how challenging it can be to be a woman writer in general, but then also like to write in certain genres can be really challenging. I actually go by Van Haney because it's kind of ambiguous. Because often people see me and they say, "Oh, I would have never thought that you would write horror," or "Oh, you think about those kinds of things?" And like, that's not it. I don't spend all day like thinking about murder and stuff, but like, it's a great outlet. But, like, I just think that, women get judged a lot, especially when you're a mom. Um, you get judged a lot, and so it's hard to be a writer, and especially self-publishing, people immediately assume your book must not be good, and that's just not the case. I've been reading a lot of indie authors lately because of that, because I think that they are unique, and they are telling stories that are unusual and different. And so I think that the thing that I would want my audience to really know is that it's a tough market, especially for women writers, but for indie authors in general. And like, thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. You have no idea.
Absolutely. And where can we find not only your books, but also you on social media?
So I am on Instagram as Dystopian Ness. I am also on TikTok as Van Haney Books. And all of my books are available on Amazon. So you can find them there. They are in KDP, so you can get them for free on your Kindle. They're also in digital and print.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, I do want to thank you for coming on here for accepting like my invitation to speak with me because I just got so excited. So I'm super grateful that I was able to speak with you.
Thank you. You are fantastic and you made my day.
Aw, well, thank you so much, and I'll be in touch with you soon.
Okay. Bye.